Once again back on Ek Boon Soch Ki Tea Talk, Train of and Thought. In each and episode, we try and come with a different relevant stories of a leadership, or maybe it's of an entrepreneurship or a young achievers award. Today we are having with us the Managing Director of a Growth Center, Mrs. Swati Salunkhe.
Thank you.
She has been into the career counseling for more than a couple of decades, and she is an associate trainer with 6 Second USA for emotional intelligence, and also she is a qualified MBTI practitioner.
True.
And part of the SAC committee in the field of school accreditation, and also the part of an education committee, Maharashtra Economic Development Council. And also recently you have been felicitated by Free Press for an women entrepreneur. And ma'am, I think last couple of years of your couple of decades into the career counseling, can you share some experience with our target audience of a Tea Talk?
It's really a pleasure that you have invited. And when I talk about entrepreneurship, I would say a very complex kind of a situation that is. We hear a lot of times that I would like to do things on my own, and definitely there's no problem doing it. But the way you start, when it is an entrepreneurship thing, it's not a 9 to 5 job. But your job is also from 5 to 9 the next morning. It's that way. It is like a 24/7 commitment and responsibility, wherein the work which you have taken, the market demands, the team demands are different, and of course finances do play a bigger role. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, with me what happened was I was more of a counselor type of a thing. In the sense, for me counseling was more important. How do I help people? My first, when I started to be, when I tell it to people also, they find it difficult, but my first entire core was how I'm doing my work. Am I equipped with it? What am I supposed to do? So what happened was,
you started like first as an counseling, and then you got into entrepreneurship journey.
I cannot demarcate it so well, but my work led me to the entrepreneurship that you're talking.
Okay.
But initially when I started, it was more to do, my entire focus was, am I doing the work properly? Is this what is it? Of course, when you start the journey, you have to be a different kind of a person itself. So entrepreneurship is one part, being a counselor is another part. So far I think I'm managing it well. I have a good support of the family as well as the team members that are there. And understand one thing, I started a career which did not exist only 20 years ago. So what happened, it was a niche field. And the people who are engaged with me as a team itself, they are also qualified in their own manner. It is not like somebody who just needed a job has just come into my office and got a job out there. They have to be qualified psychologists, they have to be qualified faculty members, the trainers to be a part of my team. So what happens is the entire crux, my entrepreneurship would be very different from others in the sense, because I'm working only in a niche field, wherein the social or the moral responsibility as a counselor is more than if you see the commercial aspect of it. And luckily for me, the way I am, or the way the support, or I would say the way things handled with me, it went hand into hand. Per se, there was no plan. The plan was only that I am qualified, and I am having a qualified staff to do the right kind of job.
So as a leader, you're calm or composed, or you push your team like to achieve desired result on regular basis?
I think my team will be the best to answer this, but for me, if I have to introspect on this thing, I would say I am a situational leader.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm a leader and sometimes my team is the leader. And since, as I said, my team consists of more people from the psychology background. So the understanding level, the maturity level is much more. So unlike organizations would be having a tough time, or maybe
Some
there's no synchrony or something. I think I'm blessed with a team who understands what is the need of the project, how we are going to deliver it, or what is the need of the client. And that's luckily for me, the way I have come up with my center itself, the crux is the work first. Commercials do happen. I'm not saying that I'm doing it free of charge, but it's not a very hardcore selling, hardcore marketing. It's not that. So I think blessed with a team which is qualified enough, there is no neither pushing nor bullying nor pulling as such. A situational leader, I would say.
In fact, when we talk in terms of entrepreneurship challenges, or the women entrepreneurship challenges which are there, what kind of challenges do they face?
To start with, I always feel entrepreneur cannot be with a gender. Because whether it's a woman or a man entrepreneur, there are challenges in whichever work you do. Yes, but when it comes to a woman, there are certain other aspects also which we cannot deny. Definitely family and certain family obligations, certain social obligations which a woman has to undergo. It's a tough and rough walk, I would say. But if you have a good family support, you're able to sail through it. I wouldn't say it is very difficult or very easy. The balancing part is the key of it.
Yes, you need a proper understanding which is there.
Yes, it is the most important thing. Without that, it is not possible. You need to have an excellent family support to get into, because there are times when you are thinking about a project, you are traveling outside. There is no that, okay, it's 5 o'clock, so I pick up my bag and go. It cannot be sometimes the project, or sometimes the kind of work which I am doing, or the kind of meetings which I am going. It could be late in the night also. So you need that kind of trust, family support, and the work which I'm doing. So it's all together. As a woman, yes, there are different challenges also, but I look at more a non-gender thing, wherein if whoever starts with any kind of a venture, the challenges are different. Most of the times we don't even think that such a thing will bounce back, and sometimes where you don't even expect something new or something positive comes up. So we all learn. I think we evolve as we go on with the journey.
Your journey from 2000 to 2018, like at each and every phase, what we have seen, you have done something different. Not an same job which you have been doing as a career counseling on a regular basis, but you have added a lot of value in your entire entrepreneurship journey. How that thing came in your mind?
As I said, I came into a sector which was disorganized. I was myself surprised with it, that how come there's nothing like this. So when I started working, I was very clear there has to be a proper methodology. Why I'm doing what I'm doing. So what started as simple, initially what I started was only for class 10th and all. I realized that this is not going to help. We're just talking to a 10th standard child is not, the parents have to be involved. If sometimes not only the parents, I have seen the influences are teachers also. So teachers training workshops also evolved with that.
So a couple of years you have focused on that
I would say I was working, like suppose if I'm doing 3 projects on assessments, there would be 1 project for the parents, 1 project for teachers or something. And then when as I started moving ahead, I saw that there are students who not only like to study in India, but they would like to study abroad also. So I had to study with study abroad division I started, wherein initially as I told you, as an entrepreneur, there's only little things which you know that this is what I'm going to do. But there are a whole lot of things you are not mentally or emotionally or financially prepared for. But yes, as the market demands, we need to bring out those products also. That is also a need. So when I saw that, and it was thanks to certain, I would say, people who itself told me that you're doing such a good job in the field of Indian studies itself. Why don't you do the study abroad? And for me, it was like, I'm not aware of it. Because as a person, I need to know what I need. Like as I tell people, you need to have the technical knowledge. Without that, how will you? So I saw myself, in fact, I went to certain conferences to see what is this all about, the NAFSA conferences which happens in USA. I attended it, then I understood what is this field all about. And slowly and surely I started the education abroad division also for training students for SAT, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT and all. And then as I went, thanks to the CSR projects, I got a lot of work out there. Because yes, corporates are doing a lot of work in the CSR field, but as I would say as a professional in that field. Somewhere when it comes to the teenagers or the students' questions or the parents' pressures,
Correct.
they are not qualified enough to handle that. They
Correct.
may give the industry perspective definitely, but as a counselor, as a psychologist, the perspective could be entirely different.
So here what we could see a shift from your career counseling, you have changed your gear towards the study abroad, then again to CSR activities.
Yes. In fact, with CSR activities also, sir, when I was doing the CSR activity for the University of Mumbai, there came a need that we need to see the employability skills of the young graduates also. Your industry academia linkage, what we are talking about,
Correct,
we need to
correct.
find industries at one place, academia is one place, how do we merge together?
How we bridge the gap
So for
between that.
merging to that also, we need to know what is the current status. The entire study was done by me and my team.
Okay.
There were quite surprising results also. But this is how we need to, these are the areas where the students need this support, or these are the areas which I think can be taken as a second journey per se.
Correct.
And then of course, when I was doing this with the boom of the internet thing, what was happening was I was reaching to a certain audience only. So that's how, which made me think that why not start a career channel itself. Growth Center, Career Growth is my channel,
Yes.
wherein we have done small, me and my team itself, with our way of creativity. We have given some small videos on various careers, almost 300 videos on
Videos you had
different
small capsules which you have
capsules, yeah, because
released as
parents
such.
would like to know at least the
Right.
basic thing.
I
See,
think
yeah.
it's a good change of an gear from career counseling to study abroad to CSR. But how you balance between the family and your professional entrepreneurship journey like?
I think millions of ladies are doing it. Women at every front, being whichever geographical area or whichever economic strata which we see they are working. Of course, you need the support of your family, which is a must. With that, you require the support of your team members also. As I said, it is a rough and tough journey. It's not so simple, because a lot of times people do speak to me and I'm like, there's a second side of the coin that you need to see. But I think if you have the confidence and you're doing a good job, your family plays a bigger role out here. And if you have that good support system, luckily I'm blessed to have a life partner that way. And of course my team members, without which I wouldn't even be able to step ahead even 1% of it. Because say sir, as I said, it's a niche area.
Correct.
Counselor and entrepreneur, these two merging together, you need to be innovative, you need to take the risk, there's a lot of moral responsibility. This kind of field doesn't have 1 + 1 = 2. Because after all, we are dealing with human emotions, human beings, so it can be very different at times. So the ability to take the risk, believe me, like you come here and you tell, okay ma'am, I don't know, you tell me what is my son good at, or it's
so they have left
the onus is on me.
Correct, to build their career as
and there is an amount of trust over there. And the biggest thing as an entrepreneur, I would say that people may call it products, but for me it is my work. So, and this is only my work. I cannot cheat on my work or cannot do anything substandard.
So it's a passion which drives the entrepreneurship journey. Ma'am, it was an excellent journey as far as the entrepreneurship drive and growth center overall. What we have seen in 2021, it has transformed a lot. And what is a piece of an advice you would like to give to an young women entrepreneur?
I would say the big world is for you. There are opportunities these days. A lot of platforms have been created. A lot of social media is there for you. So you have to just explore. But understand the path, the journey is not as simple as you might have thought or what you might see. It is with lots of ups and downs. But if you do a good job, if you have the faith that you are not cheating on anyone and you are not doing anything illegal, I don't think anybody can stop. And yes, over here, when you're talking about women entrepreneur, I would say your health has to be in proper place. It's like, your physical fitness will give you the physical fitness.
Correct.
It's that way. So I would say just explore. It is fantastic. But it doesn't happen in 3 months, 6 months. Some people are lucky to have
Correct.
that kind of
Correct.
a thing,
Correct.
to have that kind of balance sheets also.
Correct. Correct.
But maybe your journey could be different. Be prepared for that journey. The risk need to be very, very objective in analysis, not getting emotionally carried away. And yes, the biggest thing, you need to be a chairman to chaprasi. If you're starting your own organization, keeping your ego aside, managing teams, working with them, bringing up new products, striking the right product at the right time to the right audience is very, very important. And of course, for me, I would say, sir, past 20 years where I've not advertised myself with no PR agency, I think somewhere me and my team is doing a fantastic job that we are still surviving in this competitive market.
I think broadly in this episode, what we have covered is the overall holistic view of Mrs. Swati Salunkhe as a woman entrepreneur. What are the challenges, what she had faced in the entire entrepreneurship journey, and how she could cope up with the challenges, how she takes the entire team together, all the colleagues together for an end result to ensure the customers are satisfied, they get the right directions,